It's Christmas time, and if you clicked on this video, it means you're probably curious what the best Nintendo Switch games are to buy for your kid, for yourself, for your loved one. Today, that's what I'm gonna talk about, so without further ado, let's jump on in. I highly doubt I need to tell you about this phenomenon that happened earlier this year: Animal Crossing New Horizons. The beloved Life Sim franchise's newest entry skyrocketed up the sales charts in 2020, making it the second best-selling Switch game of all time within months of its release. It's not hard to see why the game's light and breezy gameplay mechanics fit amazingly well in a deserted island setting. And the depth of customization this time around gives players nearly infinite options for their island-based activities. Animal Crossing New Horizons is pretty much a must-play for everyone. Kids, adults, dogs, donkeys, everyone can enjoy that game. But this next one is aimed more at an experienced gamer, and it is Astral Chain, which is one of my favorite Switch games of all time. One of Platinum's best action games is often overlooked, and that's a crying shame. Astral Chain pairs fast combat with awesome companions called Legion, all wrapped into a post-apocalyptic story with some shocking twists. Speaking of experienced gamers, if you want a challenge, this next game is also a must-play. Here's a real high-class game. Cuphead's classic cartoon visual art style may make it seem like it's for a younger crowd, but the incredible challenge both in its boss battles and side-scrolling was tailor-made for long-time hardcore players. Also, the soundtrack includes some of the best game music in the last decade, so you'll be tapping your toes as often as the buttons on the controller. Now this next one is my favorite Switch game of all time. It's Fire Emblem Three Houses. A tragic tale of three factions destined for war, Fire Emblem Three Houses continues the series' tradition of top-notch strategy gameplay and incredible storytelling. Each of the three allegiances holds endearing characters, interesting subplots, and the trademark turn-based strategy gameplay that made Fire Emblem famous. Three Houses is the ultimate evolution of the Fire Emblem series and a must-play for any RPG lovers. Speaking of RPGs, let's talk about golf. Yes, I said golf. An RPG about golf sounds like an impossible dream, but Golf Story proves that not only can it be done, but it can be amazing. Mixing traditional golf and RPG elements like leveling up and stat boosts works wonderfully, and the compelling story told throughout is also great. Golf Story will likely not be on many people's radar this year, but it absolutely should be. This next game was nominated for Game of the Year, and it's called Hades. Supergiant Games has created a reputation for amazing indie titles, but Hades is possibly the studio's greatest work. Amazing combat in a roguelike setting where no two playthroughs are alike. Toss in a stellar cast of characters and multiple endings to keep you coming back for more, and you get a fantastic game, and definitely earned its spot on this list. This next little game you may have heard of. It's called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This game answers the question, what if we took a huge open world from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and instead of slowly adventuring at our own pace, we just tear through thousands of enemies along the way. Age of Calamity's tried and true Warriors formula works in Breath of the Wild's version of Hyrule, giving us insight into what caused the calamity in the first place. Plus, slashing through dozens of enemies with one attack is an adrenaline rush few other games can mimic. And while I do have my qualms with the story of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, it's still so fun to play and absolutely must buy this holiday season. Now this next one is also a brand new game, and it's called Immortals Fenyx Rising. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, Immortals Fenyx Rising takes that open world formula and streamlines it, creating a sandbox game that gives the player freedom without overwhelming them. Combat is fun, the different tools of the gods are cool, and the Greek lore that roots the game is super interesting. Not to mention the game is pretty hilarious. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, one more time, Breath of the Wild. Of course this game is on the list. If you haven't played Breath of the Wild yet, just get out. Leave. You know what? I'm leaving. I'm gone. Of course I'm just kidding, but yes, you have to play this game. Breath of the Wild is unlike any other game in the franchise before it, turning Hyrule into a seemingly endless world of fields, deserts, oceans, and mountaintops, allowing the player to seek their own adventure within the first hour. This next one is fun for the whole family, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to be one of the best games in the Switch library, despite being older than the console itself. This game comes about as close as possible to perfecting the go-kart racing format. With clever track designs and hundreds of customization options that make every racer feel unique, the entire family can enjoy what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe brings to Switch, making it an essential piece of the console's library. Now it's time to get a bit more serious, you guys. Let's talk about my game of the year, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Ori and the Will of the Wisps brings back the tight Metroidvania experience of the first game, but expands on it greatly, implementing new combat abilities and a brand new map brimming with life. Not to mention the story just might make you cry. Multiple times. Every once in a while you might stumble across a person who says video games aren't art. Well, just show them this game and then I'm sure they'll shit themselves. I know what you're thinking, where's Pokemon? Well, it's right here. This is the spot where I put Pokemon. And I'm talking about both major Pokemon releases. So Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And they are addicting as froaky. Pokemon Sword and Shield introduce players to a new region, new Pokemon, and new ways to battle. The wild area in particular makes the experience great. It's a wide open space that allows players to find and catch Pokemon in multiple ways. And my god, am I hoping they expand on this open world idea with the next mainline series. I love the wild area, it's so fun to just ride around on your bike and see all the Pokemon in the open world, and while it's not the prettiest game on the market, it's still very charming. As for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, these games are aimed at a younger audience and they implement a lot of the motion controls and touch controls that the Switch has to offer. However, it is a remake of Gen 1, but if you're my age, I'm sure the nostalgia is going to hit you really hard with Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. See this guy? If you own a Switch and you don't have his game, shame on you. Take the 3D platforming for Super Mario games like Sunshine and Galaxy and stuff them with as many worlds, activities, and characters as possible. And then the result would be Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is the type of game that will just put a smile on your face. It has rock-solid platforming, so many diverse worlds and things to do within them. And the game is jam-packed with content. Ooh, sorry Mario. But that's not the only Mario game on this list, of course not. There's a Super Mario 3D collection out now for a limited time. It's only available until March. It includes 3 amazing games. Yes, 3. 3 Sunshine haters, 3 amazing games. These last 2 games are some of my personal favorites. First off, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. 2 amazing JRPGs that are must-plays on the Nintendo Switch. If you're a fan of beautiful, massive worlds or characters that you get emotionally attached to, these are the games for you. This series is often overlooked as one of Nintendo's flagship titles when it comes to telling an interesting narrative and having characters that are just so freaking awesome. Seriously, go play those games. Now this next one is one of my all-time favorite games, and it is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is amazing. I probably don't even need to tell you that. You probably already know and you might already have the game, but it's just so fun when it comes to playing with your friends or playing online. I personally like to do 1v1 with no items. I know, I'm no fun at all, but lots of people can enjoy this game, especially in a group setting. You can get 8, 9 people together, I believe, to play this game all on one TV, and it's absolute chaos. Characters from so many different franchises, it's just insane. And my light just went out. But anyway, this is my favorite fighting game of all time. It's a must play. And that's it for my Nintendo Switch buying guide for new Switch owners. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Do you plan on picking up any of these games on your Nintendo Switch? Do you plan on picking up a Switch this holiday? Or do you plan on waiting? Maybe there's a Switch Pro next year? I have no idea. I hope so. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. And if you're feeling really generous, hit that subscribe button and maybe even that notifications bell. I'll talk to you guys later, and even though I'll probably be making another video, my light just went out again. Okay, this video's over.